Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a World of Warcraft The War Within Elemental Shaman PVP guide. First, real quick, just give you guys a little bit of background on me. I've been playing WoW since Vanilla. I first got into PvP towards the end of Mist of Pandaria. That's when I picked up Elemental Shaman. And I've been 2400 plus as Elemental and Enhance from WoD all the way through Shadowlands. I didn't play any Dragonflight, so I'm a returning player, getting back into Modern WoW and all the changes. But yeah, thanks for listening. Let's get into the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering my talents, hero talents, honor talents, gear, stats, macros, and rotation. So let's get started off with the talents. First, I'm going to show you guys my talents that I play versus melee comps. So if you're fighting double melee, this is what you're going to be taking. I'll let you guys read the talents on your own, but you are going to be taking Gust of Wind as well as Spirit Wolf. And this is just going to kind of allow you guys to kite a little bit better and have a little bit of damage reduction while you're kiting. Also, another key point in this build is taking Natural Harmony in the Farseer tree. Since you are playing Spirit Wolf, when you're getting kited, or when you're kiting rather, you don't want to lose the damage reduction stacks. So I think having Natural Harmony will be more valuable because you won't have to worry about reapplying Earth Shield while you're kiting around in Ghost Wolf. The hero talents, I'm going to show you next. I'm going to be playing Shamanism and Totem of Wrath every game. And in this build versus melee, for my third option, I'm going to be taking Static Field Totem. Now you could take Burrow. I think between the two it's a comfort pick. I just personally have preferred Static Field Totem. Not only can you save yourself, but you can save one of your teammates with this, whereas Burrow, I mean the knockup's just not as good for peel potential. And it's a 2-minute cooldown, whereas Static Field Totem is a 1.4-minute cooldown. Last thing to point out for this build is you can take Tremor or Totem, but if you don't need one or the other, you can drop one. Decurse is really only good versus melee into Enhancement or Resto Shamans for Hex spells, and Tremor into Warriors and or Priest Healers. When dropping one of the two, because you can't drop both, I've been playing around with different talents in these scenarios, but you could take Elemental Orbit just for extra healing, and you'll still get Maelstrom from Lightning Shield. Or you could take Totemic Recall, maybe to reset Static Field Totems, Liquid Magma, Healing Streams, etc. And that's pretty much it for the melee build. Not too much else to cover here. So let's move on to the caster build, or my caster build. And this is set up specifically for MLD, but you can play around with a few talents depending on what's on the other team. It's very similar to the melee build. You're just dropping Gust of Wind. You're changing Spirit Wolf to Thunderous Paws. And baseline, you're going to be taking Elemental Orbit. You're also going to be dropping Winds of Alakir and picking up Elemental Resistance. In the Farseer tree, you want to change Natural Harmony to Earthern Communion. Since you're going to be having Earth Shield up on 2 targets, with Elemental Orbit, you'll have it on yourself and your teammate. And those are really the only big differences from the melee build, except you're always going to take Grounding Totem when you're fighting against casters. And obviously you're going to want to use grounding to, prevent CC chains like Polymorph, Fear, Cyclone. It can eat Hunter Traps, Death Coils, things like that. Maybe you want to eat a Chaos Bolt or a high damaging spell, like Glacial Spike. And you can use it as a defensive as well. But as Shaman, you're essentially just a grounding and Wind Shear bot to stop CC and shut down casters. And then the last build, it's essentially just the same thing as the caster build, except you're dropping Elemental Resistance for Seasoned Winds. And if you're able to drop Tremor Totem or Decurse, because you don't need them, you can drop one of those for Elemental Resistance. This is only going to be good for when you can double dip with Seasoned Winds, so against things like Unholy DK Affliction, Fire Mage, Elemental Shaman, things like Boomkin, Assassin Rogue, Shadow Priest, Warlock, Fire Mage Destro, and even things like Devastation Frost DK and Windwalker Boomkin. So there's a lot of comps you can kind of use it with. Right gear and stats next. So I'm prioritizing Burst over Haste, over Crit over Mastery. I didn't play Dragonflight, so I'm not sure how crafting gear works in PvP, but I did craft this necklace for PvE, and I've yet to try it in Arena, but stuff like this, it might be good. Kind of test the damage out, let you guys know. But every game I'm just taking full PvP gear. And then also just a tip, if you are leveling an alt, this is something that's new to me. I think it's new in general though. But you can now transfer honor points to your alts. So if you are leveling an alt, you'll just have to log into your character that you want to transfer honor to. Go to your character interface, click on the currency tab, click on honor, and you'll see a button that says transfer. And then when you click transfer, you'll be able to select which character you want to transfer from. And then you'll enter the amount that you want to transfer, and then it doesn't transfer 100% of the honor. You'll lose a little bit in the process. I'm not 100% sure how this works yet, but I recently transferred about 3,200 honor to my priest, and I got about 2,700 of it. So it is taxed, but pretty nice. But next, let's get into the macros. So just starting off, you're definitely going to want wind shear 1, 2, 3, or at least a set focus wind shear. But I will say, if you're not using arena 1, 2, 3, it will hold you back a little bit. For instance, if you're fighting mage, lock, druid, you might want to kick all 3 classes in this matchup, and having these macros will allow you to be able to kick other targets without having to change targets or constantly change your focus. But if you're just going to start out on Elemental Shaman, you can start with just a focus, kind of get used to that, and then expand from there. And then you'll have your just a set focus Greater Purge. You've got Earth Shock with your pet meteor into it. You've got your set focus Flame Shock, set focus Hex, which is another instance where having arena 1, 2, 3 could be more beneficial. I personally only use the set focus Hex. And then I've recently updated my burst macro to cast Primordial Wave, Bloodlust, or Heroism, Ancestral Guidance, and Ancestral Swiftness all on one button. So with this macro, I'm going to transition to my burst rotation. First, you're going to want to apply Flame Shock to at least 1 to 2 targets, and then activate Fire Elemental. Then start the burst. You'll press Primordial Wave macro onto your kill target. Remember, that's going to cast all those buttons for you at once. And then from here, you want to spam Lava Burst and dump Maelstrom with Earth Shock. And make sure to utilize Master of the Elements with every Earth Shock proc, or every Earth Shock. Sometimes I'll press Earth Shock 2 to 4 globals in a row if I think my target's going to die. And then also, just when you do burst, you want to try to get a Hex on your off target, usually the healer in most cases, and burst your kill target. Outside of your burst rotation, if everything's on cooldown, you can just kind of do Hex, Lasso goes. So hexing your off target, lassoing your kill target. That's pretty much going to wrap it up though, just covering the basics here. But yeah, just get back into World of Warcraft, doing these videos for fun. Still kind of teaching myself about uploading and editing, but I do appreciate all the support. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share, or help support the channel by subscribing so you don't miss out on the latest videos. And please leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. I'm playing Monk, Mage, and Priest this season, so if you're interested in seeing some of those classes, let me know. But yeah, I'm open to all feedback as far as the Shaman guide and or the YouTube channel in general. So thanks for joining me, guys. I hope this guide helps you guys out, get started on Elemental Shaman, or maybe even elevate your gameplay. So we'll see you next time.